Constraints are simply rules that limit what the AI can do. That might sound restrictive, but in practice it's the opposite. Constraints almost always lead to more useful, more focused output. Look at this prompt: write a marketing email. That's it. There's nothing wrong with the grammar, but there's everything wrong with the instructions. How long should the email be? What's the subject? Who's the audience? What tone should it strike? And what's the goal? Without any limits, the AI has to guess all of that, and its guesses probably won't match what you had in mind. In this lesson, we'll see how adding a few well-chosen constraints turns a vague request into one that gets you exactly what you need. When you give the AI no boundaries, it fills the gaps for you, and you lose control over the result. With a prompt like "write a marketing email," the model silently decides the length, the audience, the tone, and the purpose. Now imagine you add a handful of rules instead. Keep it under 150 words. Include one clear call to action, no exclamation marks. Skip buzzwords like revolutionary or game-changing. Target existing customers, not new prospects. Announce a feature update rather than make a hard sell. Suddenly, the AI has nowhere to wander. Every constraint removes a decision it would otherwise guess at, and that forces all its effort onto the result you actually want. Constraints eliminate guesswork, and guesswork is what produces generic, off-target content. Most useful constraints fall into 5 buckets, and it helps to think through each one. Length constraints control size, maximum 100 words, exactly 3 paragraphs, under 280 characters for a tweet or a 2-minute read. Format constraints shape the structure: bullet points only, no headings, include a code example or a table. Content constraints govern what's said. Don't mention competitors, avoid jargon, include pricing, no negative language. Audience constraints set who it's for: suitable for C-level executives, readable by a 10-year-old, or for developers who know Python. And tone constraints set the voice: no humor, no corporate buzzwords, a neutral perspective, nothing preachy or salesy. Run through these 5 categories on any prompt, and you'll quickly spot what you forgot to specify. Constraints come in 2 flavors, and good prompts use both. Positive constraints tell the AI what to do. Include 3 examples. Start with a hook question. End with a call to action. Reference the attached data. Negative constraints tell it what to avoid. Don't use passive voice. Avoid mentioning price. No personal opinions. Never use the word just. Positive constraints pull the output toward what you want, and negative constraints fence off the things you don't. Neither one is enough on its own. The strongest prompts pair them together, so you're steering the model and ruling out the common mistakes at the same time. As you write your own constraints, ask both questions. What must this include, and what should it never do? A constraint only helps if it's specific enough to act on. Keep it short sounds like a rule, but short means different things to different readers, so the AI is back to guessing. Maximum 150 words leaves no room for interpretation. Same with make it professional. That's vague. Spell it out instead. Use formal language. No contractions. Avoid first person. Now the model knows exactly what professional means to you. The pattern is always the same. Take the fuzzy adjective in your head and translate it into a measurable, checkable rule. Vague constraints feel like guidance, but still leave the important decisions to the AI. Specific constraints actually constrain. Whenever you write one, ask yourself whether 2 people would read it the same way. Constraints get powerful when you stack them. Combine length and format. Write exactly 5 bullet points, each under 20 words. Combine content and tone. Explain the risks, but keep an optimistic outlook. Combine audience and language for beginners, and define any technical terms you use. Layering constraints is how you dial in precision, but there's a limit. Your constraints have to be realistic. Asking the AI to explain quantum computing for a high school student is reasonable. Asking it to explain quantum computing in 10 words while being comprehensive is not, because those two demands fight each other. Before you send a prompt, sanity check that your rules can actually coexist. Well-chosen, feasible constraints are the difference between generic content and exactly what you need. Now it's your turn. Here's a deliberately bare prompt. Write a job description for a software engineer. Your job is to add at least 4 constraints that pull it into shape. Give it a length, maybe maximum 300 words. Add positive rules for what to include, like required skills, nice-to-haves, and benefits. Add negative rules for what to avoid, like gendered language, salary range, or buzzwords such as rockstar or ninja. And set a tone, perhaps professional but approachable, not corporate stiff. Try it right now. You can type your constraints straight into the interactive prompt playground on this lesson page at FreeAcademy.ai, or paste the prompt into an AI assistant like ChatGPT or Claude and watch how each constraint sharpens the result.